Welcome back, everybody. It might be fall, but if you want to see some color in your garden come springtime, the time to plant is right now. And Shirley Bobshaw is here to show us how we can plant these beautiful irises.
Yes.
Right, Shirley?
Beautiful irises. And today, guys, I brought two of the most popular types. Many of you have seen Van Gogh's bearded irises. These are really cool, and they're grown two different ways, from a fleshly rhizome or the same rhizome in dried form. And then I have these gorgeous, who hasn't seen these cut irises? These are Dutch irises, and these are grown differently with little bulbs that look like onions.
colors, Shirley.
Yeah, so you're going to learn how to do this.
Why is now the time to plant so we have them in springtime?
Okay, it seems kind of counterproductive like in the fall, but whenever you want a spring blooming bulb, it's fall time when you get it in the ground. And then once it just settles in a little bit, it will grow again in the spring once it's warm again.
So you've got these bulbs here, but you've already started on
I did, yeah, I want to show you. I'm going to show you how to put it together. Okay, first thing I want you to notice is I have these three bearded irises that are correctly planted. And since I'm going to show you how to plant the bulbs, I want you to see, once they have their leaves, how they're going to grow and what they're going to look like. And they're about 2 feet apart. And it's good to plant up like this in odd numbers.
We have a picture of what those irises will look like in the spring. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that beautiful?
Isn't that gorgeous?
And the colors, Shirley.
I know, and you know what? When you find out how easy it is to plant these, you're going to want to go out and do it. So let me show you the first thing. This is what I call a fresh rhizome. This is really coming from another bigger iris that somebody's divided, and a lot of people like to give these away. And so what you do is you make a hole, but I'm going to show you something different about this. Let me show you this here. You see where I have my ruler? Do you see how the rhizome is exposed? Don't you? I usually tell you bury everything underneath. Okay, so that is supposed to be that way so it doesn't rot. So what you do, you make a hole and then you mound it in the middle. You take your rhizome and you spread out your roots just like this. And then you cover everything. I really should be using gloves, but it feels so good to be playing in the dirt again.
We have them here if you want to, but you're
Exactly.
good at
I know. It's fun actually to get a little dirty. Okay, do you see, guys, what I just did? I'm going to cover the roots, but the rhizome is showing. And that's really important because what happens is it rots really easily since it's fresh, and you don't want it to rot. So that way, it'll get plenty of sunshine, and then you water it right afterwards. Okay, now second type for the same bearded iris, it might come in the dried form.
Where would you get a dried form?
This comes in the garden center, so do the fresh ones.
Okay.
So I want you to know how to do both of them. And so here we go with the dried one. I have a very kind of like a 3-inch deep hole. I put it in the middle, spread out the roots, and then cover everything except for the dry foliage, just like that. So that is for a dry bearded iris rhizome. And again, you would water it, okay? So on to the beautiful.
And how often are we watering these?
Well, you want to water it in the ground about every 4 to 5 days, whenever it looks dry.
Okay.
You do this for about a month, and then you let nature take its course. During the winter, it might rain, it might snow. Just leave it alone. Now, these are really cool. These are the little Dutch iris, and those are not planted by rhizomes. Those are little bulbs that look like
They're
onions.
so beautiful. I
Isn't
love
that
it when I
cute?
see these in people's yards.
Okay.
They're
Now,
so lovely.
Really, really easy to do. Made a hole here, and I'm going to plant in drifts of odd numbers. So I have 5 here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and put the pointy side up in the ground, just like that. And then I'm going to space them about 2 to 3 inches apart. Real easy. You know, the kids can do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Shirley, how much do these cost?
Well, you can get a whole bag like this. Probably get about 10 of them for about $5.
Oh, wow.
The dried rhizomes, those are about $3, $4 each. They can even be $10. And you can get the larger plants for even more than that. So here I go. I have a hole here. I've got the 5. They're about 3 inches apart. All you do,
that's it.
It's so easy, and you get the most elegant, expensive-looking flowers.
Yes, you do.
Let me tell you something. It's expensive when you buy them at the florist.
Yes, it is.
So,
but
Shirley,
you can do this.
You plant them in the fall. If you're in a place that gets real cold, do they need protection from the frost?
No, you know, that's a great thing. These are, irises are hardy. They can survive under freezing temperatures, but here's the thing. when it does freeze, sometimes the ground thaws and freezes, and then it lifts it off the ground. So what you do in those areas, guys, get about 4 inches of sand, put it on top of your iris. That'll weigh it down, and then in the spring when it starts to warm up, make sure to take that sand off so that it can continue to grow in the sunshine.
And do you take care of these bulbs the same way you do the others?
Same way,
exact
and look at what you get. It's so awesome.
How long will they flower for?
Oh, gosh, there's varieties that go from 3 to 8 weeks. So the real thing is to get different varieties.
Yeah.
Get some that will bloom in the early spring, some in mid, some late fall, late summer. And you can have flowers, beautiful flowers all the time.